We've now got that loading screen, which will disappear as soon as the controller is talking and ready to do stuff. So up here I've got this big open expanse on the side. This is where the 3D and 2D visualization stuff will go. We've also got this results pane, which I'm about to demonstrate. And we've got the same controls that I had before. This calibration offset thing is to redefine the datum. And we've got the start angle, final angle, and interval count. So you can move the motor directly to these positions when you're in the lab by hitting move to start or move to final. So you can verify that that's actually where you want to go. Once you've decided where you want to start and where you want to finish, you choose how many points you want to have. So let's go with 11 readings, and then you hit generate sequence. So you can either generate this dynamically from these start and final angles and the interval count, or you can import a sequence if you've already prepared it previously, and that comes from a config file. It's just a text file you can overwrite. But in this case, we're going to generate the sequence, and you can see as soon as I've done that, it's produced an empty table up here, which is showing all the target angles and the actual angles that are measured when we visit them, and then a space for the results to be entered. So let's give that a go. I'm going to move to next in sequence. The other thing too is you can see that we're working with a full screen version now, and this is the same resolution that is on the lab machine, so we get better utilization of that space. So what's happened when I hit that move to next in sequence is it's gone from wherever it was, which should have been 0, and you can see down here the current position. So previously that would have said 0. It's moved from there to the first target, and it's updated the log with its actual position. Now that we're here, the best thing to do is to enter in the value that we're observing on whatever the instrument is that we're using. But I just want to demonstrate something that I've done, which is if I tried to move to the next position and I haven't entered in the value, it doesn't let me. It gives me an error saying cannot proceed as observation has not been entered for this angle. So we need to enter in an observation. I'm just going to do 123.456, and then I enter this observed value button, and then it's updated the table up here. And then I can do move to next in sequence again, and we can go check out that that's actually happening on the camera. With the lights out, this movement's quite slow, but it does. You can check that visually. Anyway, going back to the GUI, because that's what I'm trying to demonstrate. Where is that? Here it is. So now we've got the new reading. So we wanted it to move to -6, it's moved to -5.998. So we enter a new reading in 457.890, enter this. You can see now that we have got a new observation here. Now, something that's pretty important is for this data to be stored somewhere. So I'm just going to show you where that happens. So this is the root directory of the Scatterometer folder at the moment. In here I have this logs directory, and this is the output of the results and the communications that happen. When data is written to these logs, it's appended to the bottom, so you just continue to build up a bigger and bigger log, but you can wipe that if you want, or whatever you need to do. Just it'll write to the end of that file when you want it to. So back in the Scatterometer equatorial scanner GUI, there's this button down here that says save results to results.log. When we do that, we get the data here. We have a start date, an end date, and the data that comes out. So that's that. If I hit that button again, you'd see that it's being appended twice. But these start times and finish times are based on when the first move command is issued for that sequence and when the last reading is taken. So if we take another reading, that'll extend the experiment end time. Now there's a lot more that I can talk about and things that I've done. Just quickly, I have built a virtual controller because earlier Israel was doing some experiments with the Scatterometer, and I didn't want to issue commands to the Scatterometer while it was doing an experiment. So I've built a virtual controller which I can talk to without having to interfere with the actual one in the lab. I've also written a complete API in Python for all the commands, and so that means that I've really broken with the past. I don't need to deal with C++ anymore at all. I can execute any command to the controller that it's capable of doing. Aside from that, I think that's probably it for now. I've got the 3D models and stuff, but it hasn't been moved into this GUI yet. That's something that I'm hoping to do in the next couple of days.